Hey YouTube, Monday morning, the last Monday in January. I don't know the date for sure. I think it's the 28th or 29th, but I gotta take the snow off of this thing again and get some of the sun in there. 1 degree this morning. Hey guys, it's a nice sunny day in Pennsylvania today, Monday, but the thing is, it's supposed to snow tonight and tomorrow. So I'm just putting a little bit of diesel treatment in the backhoe to make sure, because the temps are supposed to go down way below minus 0, so, or not way below, but below, maybe 10 degrees below 7. So I just wanted to clean this up. You see that heat bottle up there? I didn't dump the heat into the diesel. That bottle was empty. I just used it as a measuring device for the Howes stuff here. This is really good stuff. I like this stuff, Howes lubricator. Diesel treatment, no gelling, and it also takes care of water in the line. So, good stuff. I'm getting to the point where every day it's preparing just for snowfalls. Well, we got a full tank there. I checked the antifreeze and stuff. Everything's full. The motor oil's full. So we're good with that. So I need to also put some hydraulic fluid in this thing. There's a little drip on this out of, I'm not even sure where it's coming from, one of the hoses or something, but it's not unusual. So I'm going to just put a little bit of fluid in there, make sure that thing's full for tomorrow. And then we'll be all ready for whatever comes next. It's weird to think it's going to snow tonight when there isn't even one cloud in the sky. Beautiful day though. You can feel the sun when it hits your face. It warms you up even though it's below 10 right now. I was 45 in the kiln the last time I checked it. So at least we know the lumber's not frozen in there. I'm trying to push the snow back further so I have more room for tomorrow's snow. This tractor is unbelievable. The more I use it, the more I like it. This will push this whole pile away here. I'll show you in a couple minutes. It only took about a minute or two. I had to go back and forth, I don't know, probably 4 times to get the pile to start moving. Unbelievable little tractor. They really knew how to make them back then. And this ain't that far back, only 83 I think it is. Hey guys, so on a Monday, usually get coal. I have to get some firewood for in the garage because during the week it gets used up. Now when it's really cold like it is right now, below like 20 degrees or below 20 degrees, it usually takes 9 buckets of coal to go about a week. It normally uses one bucket a day, but sometimes when it gets cold, below 20, Sally will, well, not even Sally so much, actually me, because she's always busy in the house, so she's usually pretty warm. But when I come in from outside, I usually stoke up the stove a little, and of course that burns more coal. So that's why it uses more than a bucket a day. Normally it's a bucket a day. And I'll give you some facts here and you can do the math if you're thinking about using a coal stove. A bucket of coal weighs 30 pounds. So you can figure that out to a ton, how many buckets you get. I think it's 30, let's see, 30 times 30 is 900. Yeah, I think it's like 36 or 38 buckets of coal I can get out of out of a ton. Is that a ton? No. or half a ton. So I get a half a ton of coal, and 30 buckets, 36 buckets is about a half a ton. So I can get 36 buckets. So if you think about it, you know, 9 times 4 is 36, so that takes a whole month to burn a half a ton of coal, which I don't think is bad. The only thing is no matter what stove or what size stove I had that's coal, they always use the same amount of coal. It's about a bucket a day. And that's if you're burning the stove, you know, just moderately. I mean, you can adjust the coal stove, like up at the other house that I have. I just let that coal burn up there very, very slowly. So I can get, oh man, I can get 14, 16 hours out of a load of coal. In fact, what I'll do this afternoon is probably around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. I'll go up there and I'll put coal on there, and I won't go back up there till tomorrow around noon. And that fire will still be going. It won't be throwing a lot of heat, but that's okay because all I got to do is open the damper and it'll start to burn really good. I just don't want it bitter cold in there, because once you put, you know, molding and you have the drywall and stuff, if everything is left to get really bitter cold, you're only asking for trouble. Now most of you know I have a coal bin out there that holds 3 tons. And I have coal in it as a reserve. But right now I'm not using that. I'm using the stuff on the truck here. I probably have enough for next week, and then I'll go buy another half a ton, and you know, I'll do that for the rest of the summer. I don't mind shoveling coal. I've been shoveling coal since I was a kid. For me, when I do a lot of shoveling, I say to myself, I'm throwing quarters into a bucket, and I'll tell you what, I can shovel all day with that on my mind. So anyway, I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 buckets of coal here. One I'm taking up to the house. That'll last me about 4 or 5 days up there. The other 3 I'm going to put in our house. And that's about it. So you're looking, figure $238 a ton. I want to say, let's say 70 buckets in a ton. A bucket a day. You can do the math yourself, figure it out. You can get, you know, like I say, a month out of a half a ton of coal. Depends on how you burn it. That's the whole thing. A lot of times when I come in the house, what happens is I get coal outside and I'll come in and stoke the fire up. That's what uses the coal up. You know, if you just leave it burn naturally, or at a you know, a certain rate, then you should be in good shape. So I'm going to carry this coal, and yes, I'm out of breath. I'm going to carry this coal into the front porch, not where my wife calls our Florida room, which is the door you mainly see us go in and out of, but the other front of the house. We're going to put these in the porch so that she don't have to get cold to get the coal, and then that'll work good for us for another week or so. It all depends on the weather, and right now what I saw is we're supposed to have negative temperatures coming up, and a friend of mine from up in Michigan told me it was going to snow. It was snowing up there. Whatever Michigan gets, we seem to get. I don't know why, but I guess the jet stream or something's coming from there. So we got to get a little bit prepared, even though it's really nice and sunny out today. When I was a kid, I could carry 4 buckets of coal at one time. Whew. Now I can barely carry 2. Well, there's the wheelbarrow load of firewood, so now I'm going to take Bullseye for a walk. Whew. Man, it's cold out even though that sun's shining bright, I tell you that. Okay guys, so for those of you who may want to do this to any of your barrels, I started cleaning this thing and I'm using 400 grit sandpaper, wet or dry sandpaper, it doesn't matter I guess, but I'm going to clean the whole barrel up and get it at least this clean here, and then I'll show you the other steps. So all it is a matter of just wrapping the paper or the sandpaper around it, you know, in a curve, and just up and down with it until you get it clean. So you can see there that to get most of the bluing and stuff off, now I don't know how old this thing is, but to get most of the bluing off, you can see that it only took about 5 minutes. Now that's on that end of the barrel. On the opposite end here, it's going to take a little more because I need to work around these things. I don't want to take them off. So I'm just going to work around them. Although, I guess I ought to see how this comes off for sure. I think I'll let it on there. I'm just going to clean up the barrel that'll be showing inside, you know, underneath here as best I can, and then we'll blue the whole thing. Now I don't have any of that bluing right now. I have to get some. But this isn't that old because of the way it's written out here. I mean, it has everything written on it. This is probably something from the 70s on up. I don't think that they had that in the 60s, but I'd have to see. So it can't be that old. I can probably get parts for it if I need to. I'll tell you one thing, if you ever wanted to make your own firearm, this thing here is certainly an easy thing to make. I mean, this strap here is the only spring that is basically on there, I think, that lets the bolt go forward on this single shot. Pretty easy, pretty nice. Okay, so it didn't take much. I'm pretty dirty from this, but it didn't take much to get it cleaned. And now we just want to do a more fussy cleaning. In other words, we're going to make sure that it gets not just down to the metal, we want it real clean. So we just continue on with that sandpaper and wipe it a couple of times with a alcohol, denatured alcohol, and that should be pretty much where we want to be. So this one's a lot easier than the other one, and I'm expecting then that this will come out a lot easier than the other one. Well guys, it's been a long day, so I think we're gonna call it quits for today. We're ready for the snowstorm tomorrow. Everything's fueled up and ready to go. It's not that the snowstorm is such a big deal, it's just that if we don't clean it up and it, you know, does anything other than stay snow, it gets hard to walk on and all, so I want to be ready to do that. Have a good night, guys.